Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's episode of Out and About in the UK. On today's show, we'll be joining members of the British and Irish Trading Alliance who recently held a very successful golf day in aid of the Lighthouse Charity. And we'll be meeting some of the Irish community support organisations who benefit from the Emigrant SupportProgramme. But first we went along to the St Joseph's Hall in Luton for this year's Mayo Association Dinner Dance.
Today we have Michael Ring down over from Ireland, and he's here having a look around at all the Gaelic that's going on in Luton. We have our level 1 coaching which is going on in the club, which he's going to see. St Dipner's are training in the field, and then he's been able to meet some of the Cladda youths here today and our seniors as well.
So tell us about your role in the Cladda youth team.
I am one of the main coaches. We started back in January. We started as a introducing programme and we went on from there. We train once a week and we have taken part in tournaments all through the year. And we have an under 12, under 14, under 17 team, and then we also have our seniors as well. With regards to fitness and sport, we've now introduced it in our schools as well. So it's become topics within our schools, and we are there for educating more children from more backgrounds, more cultural backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds about our sport as well. So it's so important. And the growth of the GAA in England now is just phenomenal.
And will you be joining the Mayo Association this evening for their dinner?
Yep, we have the Cladda girls, we have a table, so there'll be our seniors will be here representing. So yeah, we will be here supporting them, as obviously the Mayo Association support us throughout the year, so we will definitely be here showing our face to support.
Well, the Mayo Association started 22 years ago. I took over as chairman 11 years ago, and since then which started off as raising money for charity, and we're still doing the same thing. Tonight we've got two charities here, Guide Dog for the Blind and Stroke UK. We've got 2 cheques to give to them, £3,000 each, which is fantastic in the times that's in it to raise that sort of money.
We have approximately about 210 people here tonight, which is it's good for an organisation as small as ours. But it will always be small, we'll always grow on every year, and everyone falls into that.
So would you say there's a very strong Irish community here in Luton?
Oh, very much so, very much so. There's even more so now moving out from London into the Luton suburbs areas as well. The airport is here, the airport has expanded, and the people come off, it's easier to join here. Luton is a great place to live as well. It's very much like home from home here it is.
We're here to upskill the coaches with Hertfordshire GA. Also GA are twinned with Britain GA in terms of coach education, and we have a range of workshops and coaching courses to upskill obviously all the coaches within England and within the Britain clubs, to try and upskill them to make sure that they can make their club sustainable, so that the CDAs have extra hands on the ground who can help them increase the participation levels of children and players within the GA clubs in Britain.
Tell me that he just told me that he wants to give it up. He loves the sport.
Well, it's brilliant, I have to say. Everybody's in very good form, and it's great to see a lot of old friends. I was here many years ago, and it's great to see them all here tonight. It's great to see them, the pride that they have in the country, and that they support one another. And I've met a lot of people. I've met the local councillor, I have met the Lord, and I have met everybody that's here. But it's great to see our own Irish citizens here tonight from every part of Mayo. What kept people together in the years gone by was the diaspora, people working with one another, supporting one another, and that's particularly with people coming to places like Luton or going to London or to go to other parts of England. What happened was it was contacts. It was actually people that went before them, brought other people there with them, and they become friends and they support one another, and they're actually more supportive when they're away than they are at home. And so the Irish diaspora, there's a greater connection between them all, and it's just great to see the way that they work together and that they are very united about the country. And I was there today in the Irish Forum, and they were telling me and showing me actually the charities and the people that bring in the food and how they look after the less well off. They need and they depend. They don't get the money they need from the British government or the Irish government. They have to go out there and raise money. They have to go out there and collect food and different things. They do the food parcels and everything else. Charities are very important, and I know it's not easy for people out there. Times are tough, and when it gets tough for charities as well. But the one thing I will say, what we have in this country and what we have at home, we have great people that have a great heart, have a great understanding, and we have great volunteers that go out there and give off their time to look after the people that are not as well off, not that well off, they don't forget them. And I'm very pleased and I'm very proud as an Irish minister and an Irish person. I want to take this opportunity to thank our volunteers, to thank our Irish communities, and to thank our diaspora, because our diaspora have done a lot for us in the past, and sometimes we forget that.
Great stuff there from all the Mayo people there in Luton for putting on such a fantastic night. The Emigrant SupportProgramme is a vital source of funding for many of the Irish charity and community-based organisations here in the UK. We went along to the Irish Embassy to meet some of those groups.
I'm delighted that I'm here with all of you, the recipients of immigrant support funding, and just to congratulate you again on receiving this funding. I was delighted to announce 4.8 million sterling today. Overall, since 2004, the Irish government has provided about 72 million sterling for support services here for Irish people who are challenged, also for other organisations as well, business and cultural organisations. So it's a very positive contribution, and really it's in recognition for all of the remittances, I suppose, that was sent by those people back to Ireland in the 50s and 60s and even into the 70s. And some people still do that. So it's really giving something back and recognising that contribution that many people here in the UK made to Ireland over the years.
The Irish Cultural Centre in Hammersmith has been established since 1995. We are well known for having one of the most adventurous cultural programmes in the UK, as well as education as well. We're currently redeveloping our premises and we are planning to open in 2016. The Emigrant SupportProgramme is absolutely vital to the services that we deliver to our community. It absolutely backs up our core costs and it's really important to the delivery of all of our services. We received £500,000 from the ESP programme, which contributed to the £2.5 million that we raised to purchase the freehold of a very valuable site in the centre of Hammersmith in London.
Asher Place is about 40 years old now. It was set up by local Irish Catholics back in the 80s because there were, new for cricket, but homeless people on the streets, Irish homeless people on the streets, because of some building industry crash around the time. And so the people in the church wanted to do something about it, so they set up a soup kitchen. And we moved from there to a fully fledged charity now.
And how important is the funding that you receive from the Immigrant Support Programme?
Do you know what, we wouldn't be in existence without it, to be honest. But because, we are working to support Irish people that left Ireland many years ago and did their share to, boost the economy by sending home the remittances, I think it's only fair that Ireland does support people here, people in need here in London. So we're really grateful and appreciate the support from the Irish government.
So the Brenton Centre for Young People is a charity that specialises in working with adolescents with mental health problems, and I work primarily as the Irish project officer there, and so I support the therapists in their work with the young Irish people that we have at the centre. I also do one-on-one work with some of the Irish people that come there. I do practical support work around education, around housing, around health, and I do outreach work in the community. I arrange projects to engage people around the issues of mental health, and I run projects to understand what young people are saying about mental health issues in the Irish community. An organisation like ours is only been able to hire a specific Irish officer because of the support of ESP and other organisations like the Irish Youth Foundation. And without those support, this centre would not be able to dedicate the time and effort that we do to our Irish patients solely. And this work enables, we have young people who have had amazing successes. We have young people who've passed GCSEs, we have people who've been housed. I mean, I've been there 18 months and the work is absolutely stellar, and and we really need to start looking at the mental health issues amongst our young Irish population. It doesn't matter whether they're first generation, second generation or third generation. The Minister today spoke about the issues of suicide prevention. These issues go through all of our generations, and we need to be investing in these preventative work to support these young people.
The generation of Irish people that came over here in the 50s and 60s, they were kind of a different type of people.
Well, they came over, they were forced to come over, there was no work in Ireland. They worked very hard here in rebuilding the UK, especially here in London and Manchester, Liverpool, after Coventry, after the war, and they worked very hard. And they sent a lot of money back home. And many of them were unskilled, semi-skilled, they worked in the buildings. They didn't pay insurance in many cases, and then they were left very vulnerable when they couldn't work anymore, and most of them worked as long as they could. So they are some of the people now that we are providing services for, and they appreciate those services and they avail of them as well.
Irish in Britain is essentially the umbrella organisation for the voluntary and community development sector of the Irish community in Britain. And the key focus is really on, as you heard, the Minister and the Ambassador say today, looking for the health and well-being of the Irish community, developing that and sharing that with all other communities as well. So came from the Federation of Irish Societies, which is 40 years old. That's a mixture of over 106 clubs, associations, whatever, who've been the actual hub of the community, both from a cultural side and from welfare provision as well. So I think from that has been developed into Irish in Britain, which was launched 2 years ago. And really, we're really looking forward to a very exciting future when we look at the people here today.
Well, now we're going to take a quick commercial break, but do come back to us for the second half of the show. You're very welcome back to the show. Well, the British and Irish Trading Alliance are a business networking organisation set up to promote trade between our two countries. They recently held a charity fundraiser at Fox Hills Golf Club in Surrey in aid of the Lighthouse Charity, and we went along to take a look.
Today is the Irish Ambassadors Challenge. The Ambassador of Ireland, Dan Mulhall, is one captain. Dominic Chilcott, the Ambassador of England, is the other captain. And it's a fabulous day for, as you can see, the weather. It's the first event of its kind, and hopefully it's the start of a big future for us both. The Lighthouse Charity always put on the style when they do an event, and today again is no exception to that. So we're delighted to be here in association with the Lighthouse. We do quite a lot with the Lighthouse Charity within the BITA, and that partnership is very fruitful. The BITA was formed 2 years ago now. The Irish chapter of the BITA was launched in May of 2014. So this organisation is growing bigger and bigger and getting better. We do a range of events. These are some of the events now on the social side. We do construction related events also in London. But BITA is about the trade of both nations, the prosperity of both nations and creating relationships.
What is the market like right now between the two countries?
Well, the Anglo-Irish relationship has never been so good, and with that the market is very good for business as well. It's a great way to do business when you get to know people and you build relationships, and that's what BITA is all about. We're the catalyst for that.
The English have to beat us by clear points today. If it is a draw, the Irish hold the cup. That's the first thing. The other thing is the Irish make up all the rules as we go.
The Lighthouse Construction Industry Charity has been going for quite a while now, since 1956. It's been around a long while, and it started off as a benevolence charity looking after construction workers that had fallen into poverty and helping their families that had fallen into poverty as an accident or a fatality at work, and the family were left in a pretty dire state, so the Lighthouse Charity would come in and help them out. But it's grown a lot since then. Since 1956 it's grown a lot. The construction industry at the moment is absolutely vibrant, and there's a massive amount of, I think everybody knows, the mass amount of the Irish contingent inside the construction industry is prevalent, and what you're seeing in London at the moment is just so much work on at the moment. In fact, there's a real issue that we haven't got enough people, skilled labour in the UK at the moment to actually address all the work that's there, which is a good thing in one way, but in a bad thing in another way, because there's all this work to be done, and you've got to really make hay when the sun shines, because you don't know what's around the corner. But that's good news for the charity because when people are in a good mood and the economy's buoyant, then people are pretty generous, and certainly the Irish are very generous to our charity.
And today's event is a golf event. Tell us about it.
Oh, well, I mean, this is how far the Lighthouse Club has come, and it's a fantastic golf event today. I met up with the boys from the British and Irish Trade Alliance, and of course there's a huge affinity between the Irish construction and what we do as a charity, and we hit it off great time. We said, what a great idea to have the Irish against the British in a real good challenge golf match, and this is a culmination of it today. And we're blessed with fantastic weather as well, and it's going to be a cracker, I can tell. The charity itself has got no public funding. It relies totally on the generosity of the people in the industry to support their own people in the industry. And I've got to say the construction industry is very, very good at that. They are very, very good at looking after their own. And we just are the catalyst, basically, to be able to take the money out and deliver it to where it's needed most. All our details are available on our website, and if anybody needs to get in touch with us, they can go to our website, which is www.lighthouseclub.org. They'll find out all about us there. And if they're in need of help, we've got an 0845 number as well, 0845 605 1956, the year we were founded. Just call that number and you will get help.
We're delighted to be here with the Lighthouse Club and Beta on our annual event. There's a lot of banter between the Irish and the British teams already, so long may that continue through the day. Today we'll probably raise around somewhere like £15,000, £20,000, depending on how the events in the evening go. We've got auctions and silent auctions and raffles and all that sort of stuff, so it'll be a good day for the charity. The Lighthouse is actually a charity that has branches all through the UK and Ireland. There's actually three branches in Ireland as well. So, and it helps people not just who've been injured, but who've got sick or whose families are in trouble, who can't pay the mortgage, who need a new washing machine, anything from £200 to £1,500 to £2,500 over periods of time. So, generally, always people who are involved in the Lighthouse in the construction industry. The Lighthouse Club also gets involved in educational programs, in health and safety programs. So it's really the voice of the industry in that respect. There's a whole program of events right through the year, from dragon boat racing to golf to lunches, Christmas dinners, parties. It's basically a way of raising funds. Great way of networking in the industry itself. Big Irish influence in the Lighthouse Club. You tend to get a lot of Irish people who gravitate towards the charity. Irish people are like that, and long may that continue. So yeah, we're very grateful to all the Irish people who engage with the Lighthouse.
So your handicap here today, is it a good one? Is it a high one or a low one?
Oh, it entirely depends on which one of me turns up today. So I'll tell you that when I get back in.
Lovely at Foxhill's playing golf today against the Irish. I'm involved in the GB team, so we're looking for a good win today. We lost last year, so it's important we win this year to get back on even. So it's all hands to the deck today. My partner's playing exceptionally well at the moment as well, so looking good. We're looking good, all square.
It's the year of the Rugby World Cup here in London, and you're a former World Cup medalist yourself.
You know, when the rugby season finishes, the golfing season starts for me, and I finished playing some rugby some years ago. They go hand in hand. All sports people like to play well. They play well at golf because it's a mentality thing as well. So as a physical thing, so we get involved in that. A lot of rugby players do play this sport when they got days off, etc. As long as they get a buggy, it doesn't take too much out of their legs. So I've got my buggy today.
Tell us about how you got involved in today.
Well, I was asked by Bill Hill if I'd come along to represent the GB side, and I just know Bill for the Wooden Spoon Society, and he said, "Would you like to come along?" I said, "Yes, of course. I'd love to captain the side." What better place to play golf in the outskirts of London as well, at Foxhill Golf Course in the sun like this today. Magnificent.
How's your game going so far today?
Going all right. I've played 3 or 4 holes now. We've done all right. We're all square at the moment. I think I'm about 1 over.
Best of luck for the rest of the day, and hopefully you'll take home the cup.
We will. You said that through gritted teeth at the moment. You said, right, okay, I'm not very happy with you guys, but we're going to do our best. The GB side got to do our best today, so we'll look out.
Ta-da! To Ireland, Prince Charles is in Ireland this year. All of those things speak of a unique relationship going from strength to strength. And I'm never allowed to be atavistic or nationalistic or whatever. except today. I'm happy to be here. We have so many Irish business organisations in Britain, in London in particular. They're all in part of our community here. They're part of our connection with the British economy, which is the most important economy we have. Irish exports, investment, tourism, all of those things are vitally important that we have the best possible links with the British economy, and our Irish community here and the Irish business groups, including BITA, give us this connection. And it's nice to have a day out with so many Irish business people and their British counterparts and colleagues.
And the Lighthouse organisation doing great work as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm obviously very pleased to be supporting that organisation because there's a lot of Irish people involved in it. It's a charity that supports people in the construction industry who've had problems and run into difficulties. And of course, so many Irish over the generations have worked in the construction industry that you still find so many Irish companies that are leading forces in the British construction sector, and therefore it's particularly appropriate for this Irish organisation and myself as ambassador to support a charity with such obvious Irish connection.
And today, how's the game going so far?
Well, my game now is indifferent at best. I don't get a chance to play golf very often. I enjoy playing, but I don't get a chance to play very often, so I'm not a regular player. But I enjoy an opportunity to come out and try my hand at golf. We're lucky in Ireland to have so many great sports that we play and watch and enjoy in Ireland, and golf is one of those sports that is, I think we can even possibly make a claim that we invented golf. The Scots would probably be appalled at that idea, but certainly golf is an integral part of Irish life and Irish culture, and it's great to have an outing with the Irish community in Britain today.
Well, I've represented Ireland in athletics for many years, but this is my first time to represent Ireland in golf, and I'm actually chuffed, delighted to be here in Fox Hills.
How's the game going so far?
So far, I don't know if you saw that drive or not. This is the straightest drive. Well, mine is on the other fairway in the middle of that one, so not too good.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it looked okay to me, but it's a great day all the same.
Yeah, hats off to the BITA for the work that they're doing here in terms of bringing all the people from Britain and Ireland together for this charitable golf tournament for Lighthouse. I understand that construction workers in the industry who fall in hard times, that the purpose of this event and Lighthouse is to be able to help those people. So for me to come over here and literally to represent the Jimmy Deanahan, the Minister for the Diaspora, as his representative is just a great thrill, a great honour to meet so many people.
The diaspora here in England, it's the construction sector really was a major influence on them.
There's no question about it. I didn't realise it as much as I do now, even though it's been going on for many a decade. And the reason being, I lived in the United States for 20 years and I was very much involved with my work with tourism in Ireland, over in New York, to understand exactly what it's like to be Irish and how proud they are to be Irish, and how Americans are actually delighted to welcome the Irish, not just into their homes but into their businesses, because they see how hard they work and how much they contribute to their communities and to society.
Many thanks there to Paul Whitnell and all at the British and Irish Trading Alliance for inviting us along there to their charity fundraiser at Fox Hills. If you'd like to contact the show, send an email to ian@irishtv.ie, and you can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have right now, but do come back to us next week when we'll be out and about in the UK.